Hello, everyone out there in Rumble, X, and YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego. And today we're going to continue to talk about my best friend's wedding. Okay, my best friend's wedding. This piece of shit fucking rom-com. Okay, it's not that bad. Okay, it's not good. It's not good. I've seen worse. Okay, but I've seen better too. All right. And I've seen a lot better than this, all right? It's your typical rom-com tropes, okay? You've got the fucking, the not middle age, I guess the fucking, the late 20s, early 30s, college graduate, boss bitch, who's got everything going for her that's just right. She's got the fucking gay best friend, or she's got the horny, unattractive best friend, or whatever, and she's got a corporate job, the kind of job you have to go to fucking college for, lives in a big city, that kind of fucking shit. And then, she's got everything going for her. She's perfect. Okay. By perfect, I mean, she's pretty, but not super pretty. She's just pretty. Okay. Not super pretty. Okay. Not super sexy. Just pretty. Okay, because you don't want to fucking offend the women that come, the average looking women that come to the theater to see these movies. Okay, you want to keep the fantasy going. All right. And of course, all the men are high value men. Okay, they're all, the object of the attraction is always a guy who's a fucking 10. He's got the chisel features, the ripped abs, the witty one-liners, he's got the fucking huge bank account, or whatever else is huge. He's got everything fucking going for him perfectly. And of course, he's going to fall in love with his average fucking bitch. Of course he is, right? Wouldn't every guy do that? Of course they would, right? And if you believe that, it's a fucking bridge I want to fucking sell you. Okay, but anyway, that's what always happens in these goddamn fucking rom-coms, and this is no different. Okay, basically, you would think that this movie is supposed to be about a woman who realizes that she's in love with her best friend. Now, by best friend, I mean a guy that she has no fucking idea what he's doing or who he's dating, or that he got fucking engaged and that he's about to get married in 4 days. Okay, and he doesn't know where the fuck she is or what she's doing, what's going on. He did not know she was on that she wrote another book, or that she was on a book tour, or any of that fucking shit. He had no fucking idea what was going on with her, but we're supposed to believe that they're best friends. Why? Because back when they were fucking sophomores at Brown University, they basically had a fling that lasted for a month in Tucson, Arizona. How the fuck do you go from Brown University in Rhode Island to fucking Tucson, Arizona? Are any of them from Tucson? No, they're not. They're from Chicago. So, yeah, it makes no sense. But apparently, that's where you go to fucking have your fucking one-night stands, is in Tucson, Arizona. And that's what they did. Okay, and then, of course, after he fucking, spewed his goo inside of her, she told him that, she just she didn't want a relationship with him. She didn't want nothing with him. He was just a human vibrator, is all he is, which is cool because, girls are in power now, right? Even though it's 1997. Okay, and he's okay with that, because he has no testicles. Okay, so he tells her that, the worst thing about this is that I feel like I'm losing my best friend. Like something you would say at fucking American Idol or some shit, right? Yeah. Well, she's paraphrasing what he said. Okay. So then she realized that she wants to be best friends with him. She's got a lot in common with him, and she wants to be friends with this guy. But at the same time, she wants to fuck other guys because her career is more important, even though she's only like 19 at this time. Her career is more important, and and she just wants to, she wants to fuck a lot of cocks. She wants to ride the cock carousel because she's a strong, independent, feminist woman. Okay, and she wants to ride the cock carousel. Okay, well, hey, more power to you. That's what you want, man. That's what you want. Who's gonna fucking stop you? Nobody's gonna fucking stop you, ladies. If you want to be a fucking whore, ladies, no guy is gonna stop you. Okay, no one's gonna fucking, unless it's like your dad or some shit like that, or someone who cares about you and loves you very much. No one's gonna stop you from, or try to stop you from fucking going out there and fucking, smoking meat. Nobody's gonna try to stop you if that's what you want. Okay, but just don't be surprised if guys don't want to take a woman like that seriously. That's it. I'm sorry, man. You can give me all this fucking feminism, all this bullshit fucking third wave feminism you want. Okay, and even if you believe it, doesn't mean guys do. Okay, that's something you need to understand, ladies. Okay, even if you fucking believe this feminist bullshit, what men have been doing, no, men have not been doing it. Okay, some men, very few men are able to get away with that, or get able to fuck as many women as they want. Okay, very few men are able to do that. Okay, let's face it, ladies. Most of you women out there, you're not attracted by most of the guys. You're not. So unless it's a fucking Brad Pitt or a fucking Harry Styles or something like that, you can give two fucking shits about the average guy walking down the street right now. Okay? Or the guys that you see every fucking day at your job or whatever. Doesn't fucking matter. Okay? The bottom line is you don't give two shits about any of these fucking guys. Okay? There's nothing special about them. Okay? They're not super good looking. They're not super rich. Okay? They don't have a fucking reputation that you heard from the other girls about how good they are in bed or how big their cock is. And none of that shit. Okay? They don't drive the fucking best car in the world. None of that fucking shit. Okay? Your average guy is not like that at all. Okay? You have no fucking interest in. Okay? Whenever you fucking bitches out there start talking about how men are always fucking around, no, you know what? This percentage of men are always fucking around. Unfortunately for you, that's the exact same percentage that you're attracted to. Okay, not all, most of you are. Okay? It's like they say, 10% of all the men, available men. Okay? 10% of all the single, straight, available men are fucking 80% of the women. Okay? So no, it's not all men. It's not even most men. It's not even half the men. Okay? So I'm sick and fucking tired of these bitches out there complaining how they can't find a good guy. I just want honesty. I just want a man who can commit. I'm not playing games here. Oh yeah, you're fucking 45 years old. You're a goddamn dating app. And you're over here talking about how you're fucking you don't want to play games. So what are you telling me is you've been playing games. Now you don't want to. Now when you're 45 and you got cellulite and your tits are down to your fucking knees and you've pumped out fucking 5 kids from 6 different guys and now you don't want to play games anymore? You're out of your fucking mind? And I blame fucking my best friend's wedding. I blame that movie. I blame that movie. Yeah. Why not? Well, it's not as cool as blaming the patriarchy? Is that the problem? No, I blame this fucking movie, okay? For all the fucking tropes, all the stereotypes. Okay, all the cliches. Okay, this movie just fucking follows the typical fucking rom-com fucking pattern. You know? The formula, you could say. It's the same fucking shit over and over again. Alright? Fucking rich, educated fucking white girl falls in love, is in love with a rich, educated white guy who's super good looking, I guess. I don't know. I don't think he's good looking, but I'm not judging him that way. To me, he's going to be that fucking guy with the dip like this. That was in Young Guns, remember? He was the spy. He was working for fucking the Santa Fe Ring guy. Remember Jack Palance's character, in Young Guns? Remember, he was the bad guy. And then Terrence Stamp was the good guy. That was John Tunstall, the good guy. He was the leader of the Regulators. Okay, well, if you remember that movie, Dermot Mulroney's character joined the Regulators, and then it turns out later on that he was actually a spy working for fucking for the goddamn for the Santa Fe Ring guy, for Jack Palance. I forgot his name. Jack Palance's character. The Santa Fe Ring. John. That guy, that motherfucker. Believe it or not. Yeah, that fucker, all right. Yeah, Batman. Anyway, the point is that I remember him from that. He's got the fucking scar right here on his fucking lip. He's a mouth breather. My friend told me that, she told me that she's seen the movie. He's a fucking mouth breather. It means every scene he's in, he's like, whoa, Jules, she's all wrong for me, Jules. She would never, ever want to see karaoke, Jules. Oh, like he's fucking taking a shit, man. He fucking went to the Keanu Reeves School of Acting. But unfortunately, this is the guy that we're supposed to believe 2 women are fighting for. I got a fucking low pay, zero respect job. Just face it, my job's not good enough for you. I'm not good enough for you. Now let me go play with my pussy. Yeah, pretty much. That's what's going on here. This is a lesbian rom-com, not a fucking... Oh my fucking God. All right, let's move along here. All right, I'm Diego. I'm going to give you a straight man's point of view. If you're easily offended, get the fuck out. Okay, I will not censor myself for you. All right? I'm gonna give you the straight up truth, because that's what the world needs right now. It needs fucking truth. Okay, straight up, baby, with no lube. There is no lube. Don't fucking look for it. There's no fucking lube back here. I got none back there. All right? That's the way you like it. Okay, no, I'm kidding. No, I'm not. The point is is that I am going to fucking review this fucking movie. I'm going to give you a straight man's movie because that's the point of view you didn't get. No one's going to tell you the truth. No one's going to fucking tell you the truth about this fucking movie. What are you going to do? Your girlfriends, your gay friends? You think I'm going to fucking tell you? They're going to tell you what they see. I'm going to tell you the fucking truth, okay? I got no dog in this fucking fight. If this movie was good, I'll fucking tell you it's good. Okay, I review a lot of fucking movies on here. Okay, a lot of TV shows. Fucking, I've reviewed every Sex in the City. I've reviewed every fucking Sex in the City on this fucking channel. All right? And I got no dog in this fight. All right? I got nothing to gain by lying to you. All right? So I'm going to go after your fucking chick flicks. And if they're good, I will fucking tell you they're good. I get surprised too. Not every chick flick is a piece of shit. Okay, I've reviewed a few of them on here that were actually kind of good. That kind of blew me away, like fucking Thelma and Louise. That was like, that was, I surprised. I'd never seen that movie before until I reviewed it last year. I was like, this is actually pretty goddamn good. I understand now why so many women like this movie. I get it. You know, League of Their Own. There's another Gina Davis. I like that movie. That movie was pretty fucking good. You know, so I'm not saying that every fucking chick flick is a piece of shit. It's not. I mean, I reviewed Officer and Gentleman on here last year, okay? I love that movie, you know? And now I'm reviewing this one because I have a personal attachment to this movie, to my best friend's wedding, okay? I was in a relationship with somebody. I guess you could call it, if you want to call it that. Okay, you call it a fucking, a very passionate booty call if you want, or whatever, okay? But I was with somebody when this movie came out. Well, not when it came out, but afterwards. Okay, this was her favorite movie. So I cannot think of this movie or watch this movie without thinking about her. And I think about how she made me watch this movie, okay? And you know, and how I recreated this movie for her when she came to visit me when I was in Chicago. And it was one of those military romance. I was in the military when I met her and this kind of stuff, you know. We had this crazy fucking week, you know, there. And, oh, God. Palm Springs. Anyway, you know, it was very passionate. And, you know, we were young. We were both young in our 20s. You know, and I always remember her. I'll always remember that. I always remember her. You know, and you know, and this movie reminds me of her. And I remember when she came to Chicago to visit, and I remember taking her to Chicago, showing her around. I'm from Chicago. This movie is filmed in Chicago, so I know where everything is. So I made it a point to take her to all the places that were in this movie. You know, the ones that weren't filmed on a soundstage. I mean. You know, and that's what I did. You know, so I have a personal attachment to this movie, not because I love this movie, but because someone I loved this movie. Okay. And ultimately, I got to be honest with you. Okay. This movie is shit. The only thing that really saves this movie for me is the gay guy in it. Okay. Rupert Everett is really fucking good in this movie. He really is. The best scenes in this movie are with him. They really are, okay? But I'm getting to that, okay? Now, where I left off last time, we had the whole karaoke bar scene. You remember that, when they go to that karaoke bar? Okay? And Jules, that's Julia Roberts' character, she's trying to embarrass, what the fuck's her name? Kimmy. She's trying to embarrass Kimmy, that's Cameron Diaz's character, okay? She knows that Kimmy cannot sing. So she purposely manipulates the karaoke microphone, and she announces Kimmy is going to sing a song, all right? So Kimmy, of course, is shitting herself. Oh, my God, you know, in her fucking 1960s clothes. This movie has a lot to do with the early 60s, okay? A lot, all right? And so so she manipulates her and that kind of fucking shit, all right? And it ends up not working, okay? She sings... I Just Don't Know What to Do With Myself, which is a 1964 song by Dusty Springfield. Okay, so that all fucking happens, and she ends, even though she sucks, the crowd loves it. Like, everyone in the fucking crowd has got nothing better to do than to watch Kimmy fucking, you know, bastardize this song. And of course, everybody loves it. Everyone jumps up and starts fucking clapping with their hands, and the ones that aren't clapping are playing with themselves and ejaculating all over the fucking bar because Kimmy's rendition was so fucking incredible, better than fucking Dusty Springfield herself. Okay, so that happens. So obviously, Jules is playing backfire, so she manipulates Kimmy into getting into a cab. Yes, there was no Uber or Lyft back then. To get into a cab and go home so that she can have some alone time with Mike, okay? Dermot Mulrooney's character, Mr. Mouth Breather himself. Now, Kimmy is completely oblivious to the fact that Jules is trying to steal Michael away from her. She's trying to fucking sabotage this wedding that's going to happen like in 2 days. Okay, so that she can get Michael to leave Kimmy for her, because she just realized one day when he told her he was getting married, that's when she realized that she's in love with him. Okay, So anyway, they have a talk, okay, on the bottom of the blue line or the red line. I don't know. In real life, my talk with the girl that I'm thinking about was in the blue line. Okay, but they're sitting there eating their fucking hot dogs, where me and the girl I knew were eating fucking gyros. Okay, and they're talking and shit, and she basically manipulates the situation to try to get Michael. She thinks that Michael has a bullshit job. It's not a grown-up job. That's what she calls it, because he's a sports reporter, so he's always traveling to different cities and covering the sports. Okay, writing about the games, who wins, all that kind of fucking shit, and I guess somebody publishes it or whatever. It sounds like a bullshit job, but apparently he loves it. I don't know why. He's about to marry a fucking billionaireess, okay, who owns the fucking Chicago White Sox. He can easily get a job not having to do that shit anymore, but apparently he loves it. And Jules knows that he loves it, even though it doesn't pay very well. Like he fucking needs the money. He's about to marry fucking the female version of Daddy Warbucks. Okay, so Jules is going to use that to, how do I fucking get them to break up? Well, she puts this thing in his mind, this idea in his mind, that maybe, Kimmy, his fiance, wants him to work for her dad. Okay, that kind of thing. Because Kimmy said she was going to drop out of school. She's a junior at University of Chicago. She's going to drop out of school to marry him and travel with him on his job, right? Well, he said, she would never do that, Jules. She's not that way, Jules. Why, man, bro? People trusted you, they died, Bodie. Oh, sorry. Wrong movie. All right, but anyway, so that happened. And then Jules goes to the fucking Marshall Fields in Chicago, in downtown Chicago. Yeah, I've been there many times. Okay, and she talks to Kimmy there, and she tells Kimmy that, what Michael really wants is to work for her dad. Okay? I mean, your dad's a billionaire. I mean, he owns the White Sox. I'm sure you can give Michael a job doing something where he doesn't have to travel all the time. And that way you can go back to school and get your architecture degree and be a boss bitch like me. You see what I mean? That's how she's trying to manipulate this. So, of course, Kimmy believes her and talks to her dad. Then we have a fucking dinner with the three of them. Okay, you've got fucking Michael there, Kimmy there, and fucking Jules is there, all right, at the restaurant. And Kimmy tells Jules, because, Jules told her, Kimmy tells Michael that she wants to go back to school, and she shouldn't give up her dreams just because he wants to get married, or just because she's married. And she thinks that it would be good if he could at least temporarily work for her dad. Quit his job and work for her dad just temporarily until she finishes school and becomes an architect and a boss bitch. Okay? And of course, Jules like, hey, Michael, listen to her. It sounds like a good opportunity, and that way he can work for her dad. He's like, so you wait until 2 days before the wedding to tell me this? I know you, Jules, you would never take some sellout bullshit job. Well, unfortunately, I happen to love it, dude. Just say it. I'm not good enough for you. And she's like, oh, no, I love you, Michael. Don't leave me like a piece of I didn't mean it. I was wrong, and you were right. So, of course, that backfired on Jules, too, because she thought that would break them up, and it didn't. She said she was sorry. She's not going to go back to school. Everything goes back to the status quo, right? Now, you would think after all this fucking bullshit that fucking Michael or Kimmy would have realized that they let a fucking snake into the room here, but they don't. All you have to do is look at Julia Roberts. You can tell she's right there, dude, like a fucking poor man's Darth Sidious trying to fucking manipulate everything here. It's so fucking obvious, all right? Anyway, so it didn't work, and so now Jules is upset. She doesn't know what the fuck to do. All of her plans to fucking sabotage their relationship are not working. Okay, she even tried to fucking point out all the faults that Michael has, and of course, Kimmy fucking said, "Oh, I know about that, and I got rid of that fault, and I got rid of that fault, and I like that fault, and this fault, I can put up with this and that kind of fucking shit." So I was like, "What the fuck, man?" Anyway. So the next thing we have here is Jules calls George. Now, George, like I said, is played by Rupert Everett. Okay, George Downs is his character's name. He's a gay guy, okay, playing a gay guy. Okay. Rupert Everett, okay, that's him, okay. I guess he's still acting. I mean, he was in that Napoleon, that piece of shit fucking historically inaccurate Napoleon movie with Joaquin Phoenix that came out a few months ago. Remember that? Yeah, where Napoleon's fucking 59 years old, or fucking, what is he, 50 years old, even though in real life he was like in his 30s when he did all his battles. Anyway, the point is that he was in that movie. He played the Duke of Wellington. But anyway, so he's still acting, okay? And I'm pretty sure he's still gay, even though he did fuck some women. He fucked a woman named Pamela Yates, I think it was, some rock star's wife or whatever. Anyway, so I guess he goes both ways. Right? He likes men and boys. Anyway, the point is, he's gay. All right. Well, he is, okay? Now, he's actually, Jules' real best friend is this guy, okay? It's not Michael. There's no way fucking hell that she's in love with Michael, that she tells Michael everything. There's no fucking way. She tells George everything. She tells George all of her problems, her plan, okay, everything she's trying to do here, you know, all her sabotage attempts, you know, she runs it through George, okay? She asks him for advice. She asks him for help. You know, she tells him everything. She told him exactly what she was going to try to do. I'm going to go to fucking Chicago, and I'm going to fucking stop this fucking wedding. I've got 4 days to do it. She told him that while in between fucking her chain smoking. All right? So, George knows what she's trying to do, but, you know, that's his friend. That's his best friend, honestly. Gay friend, you know. And so he doesn't necessarily encourage her, but he fucking doesn't, like, stop her either, you know. So that's going on. So she calls George in desperation because all of her plans to fucking sabotage the wedding are not working. They're about to get married here in 2 days, so it's just not working. Okay. And George, you know, she calls George. Now George, when she leaves a voice message, okay, a very panicky voice message. Okay. Now George's in the middle of a dinner party with this fucking, you know, pretentious, fucking insufferable, fucking artsy fartsy rich gay friends. Right. And they all overhear the message that Jules leaves, okay? She's in panic mode. Nothing I'm doing is working. I need your fucking help. I need you to get your ass over here right now. And George is like, okay, so how about some dessert? That kind of thing. He's totally embarrassed, all right? I love, you know, there's so many different ways that character could have played that. But the way he played it was just perfect. Like, he's just like, okay, so how about some creme brulee? That kind of thing. It's pretty fucking funny. Because it's like that voice message just fucking stopped the mood of the party completely. Everyone just shut up to listen to what she was saying, all right? You know, and of course, we hear the fucking Fantasy Island music and shit, okay? Okay, so anyway, he arrives. He arrives at the fucking hotel that she's staying at, okay? She arrives at the hotel room at the Drake Hotel. Yeah, it's a 5-star hotel in downtown, it's in the Gold Coast in Chicago, right by the Water Tower Place and all that kind of stuff there. Okay, very ritzy part of Chicago. And yes, my friend that I'm telling you about, okay, I'm not going to say her name because she's probably watching this and I don't want to embarrass her or call her out. Okay, I took her to the Drake Hotel and we went there and we talked about this movie there. And, you know, and it was really good. But anyway, so anyway, they go to that same hotel that I did a couple years later. All right, and you know, he arrives there at her room, okay, and of course she fucking trashed the room. There's fucking empty fucking alcohol bottles everywhere. She's wearing a fucking face mask on that you girls like to wear. You know, I guess you think it makes you look prettier. I don't fucking know. Okay, there's a lot of good-looking guys out there that never fucking wear that shit, but you girls like to wear it for whatever reason. Anyway, so she's wearing that. She's embarrassed, even though he's a fucking gay guy and doesn't give a shit. Okay, so he helps her take off her mask or whatever, her face, whatever you girls put on your fucking face. Anyway, so he arrives at her hotel room, okay, at the Drake, okay. And she like I said, she drunk trashed the room, and he says, "Oh my God, look at this here, death by minibar," because he's got a British accent, all right? So it's Rupert Everett, all right. Anyway, so she explains to him that if she didn't have to hate Kimmy so much, that she would actually adore her. Okay, so she actually likes Kimmy, but this is like war, so she can't make friends here. You know, that's the way she looks at it. You know, this is war. I got to steal her guy away from her. So I can't afford to be fucking friends with this girl. Although if we were not fighting right now, if I wasn't trying, well, no one's fighting. She's the only one doing anything. If she wasn't trying to sabotage the wedding, she could actually see herself being really good friends with Kimmy. Okay, that's the worst part because she's adorable, right? You know, it's Cameron Diaz playing that goofy, airheaded blonde that she plays a lot. She played it in Something About Mary. She played it in Charlie's Angels. You know, she just went back to that. Okay, so that's going on here. Okay, you know, and Jules is like, "This is my life's happiness." No, it's not. No, it's not. Your life's happiness is being a fucking food critic and being a boss bitch and fucking a lot of guys and then leaving them, okay? Which I'm sure a lot of guys are happy you left them, okay? Jules, because you're not all that, all right? But, you know, she's like, you know, I have to be ruthless, you know, okay? And, you know, I will say this about Rupert Everett, Julia Roberts. They have some great chemistry. I'm surprised they never made any movies together. They might have. I didn't fucking see them because I don't give a shit and I'm not gay. Okay, but they really have some good chemistry here. George Downs and Jules, or whatever the fuck her name is. Okay, Potter. Yeah, they have some really good chemistry here. Okay, I'm shocked that I've not seen these two in any other movies together because they really do blend very well. Okay, their relationship is very honest, is very candid in a way. It's very open, you know, like they're not afraid. There's things that she'll tell George that she will not tell fucking Michael, even though he's supposed to be her best fucking heterosexual friend, right? You know, her platonic, you know, best friend. Get the fuck out of here, you know? But she'll tell George, all right? Well, I think it's kind of cool. They have that kind of relationship. He's her real best friend, not Michael, all right? So and Jules like, you know, he was in love with me for 9 years. I'm doing her a favor. She would be so miserable tagging along with him everywhere, all the sports events that he has to go to. You know, after this insensitive doofus. You know, and then she lights up her cigarette, right? So she calls Michael an insensitive doofus. Even though Michael's more romantic than Jules. Okay, he's all about fucking getting flowers and chocolate and Valentine's cards. Doesn't kiss on the first date, you know. Romance, you know. You know, he wants you ladies to finger him first before you try to put it in. Okay, by put it in, I mean the fucking the pegging that's involved to be in a relationship with fucking Michael. Okay, because he's a fucking pussy. Okay, you know what happens? You keep playing the pussy, you're gonna get fucked. All right, and that's what's going on with Michael here. He's not a representative of me or my fucking gender or us. Okay. Okay, he's not a fucking real man. Okay, he's a fucking pretty boy who ain't that pretty. Okay, he's a mouth breather, like my friend says. Okay, and I just, you know, I mean, they're building him up to be something, but he's just not selling it. I'm sorry, he's just not fucking selling it, man. He's not fucking selling it to me. He seems like a nice enough guy. You know, I'm not saying he's completely unattractive and he can't get a beautiful woman, but we were talking about a boss bitch main character, food critic from New York. You know, competing with a fucking billionaires for a guy. Who do you fuck you think he's gonna pick? I mean, it doesn't fucking matter, man. I mean, look at what the fuck's her name? Who's the chick that fucking won American Idol winner, the first American Idol winner? Kelly Clarkson. Look at that bitch, man. You think she's about as good looking as my asshole? Okay, but some guy fucking put a ring on it. And can you tell me he couldn't have gotten a better girl? Of course he could, but he could have gotten a better girl that was as famous and rich and talented as Kelly Clarkson? No, he fucking could not. No, he fucking could not. All right? So he married her. Okay, yes, they divorced because he cheated on her and all that kind of shit. Okay, but guess what? Okay? She's paying him alimony. Fucker set for life. He fucking pulled a Tom Arnold on her, man. Now she can't even fucking sneeze. She can't even fart without having to fucking cut him a check. I mean, that's fucking great, dude. You know, that's one for our side. Yeah, how do you like it, ladies? How do you like it, Kelly Clarkson, huh? Yeah, how do you like it? How do you like being a man? You know, see what I mean? So, like, of course he's gonna marry the billionaires. Doesn't matter if he's got more chemistry with who the fuck gives a shit, man? Let's talk about realistically, okay? Even me, dude. Even me. I would have fucking taken. I would have fucking. There's no way in hell fucking that Jules Potter's gonna win me over from my fucking fiance. You know why? Because Jules Potter doesn't have a fucking $1 billion, does she? No. Do you realize if I marry fucking Kimmy, I don't have to work again for the rest of my fucking life? It's not bad. And if we have kids, so much the better. See what I mean? So just trying to fucking picture it, okay? And let's face it, man, Cameron Diaz ain't bad looking. She's pretty fucking hot in this movie, okay? Although I will give a slight edge to Julia Roberts to look a little bit better, but they did that on purpose. They made Julia Roberts look better in this movie because they want you to sympathize with Julia Roberts. They want you to forget that Julia Roberts is actually the bad guy in this fucking movie, all right? Anyway, moving right along. So George tells Jules, do you really love him? Or is this about winning? Of course it's about winning. She doesn't give a shit about this guy. If she really loved this guy, she would have fucking tried to get with him seriously a long time ago. It's been 9 fucking years. So they had one wild month in Tucson, Arizona when they were both, I guess, on summer break from Brown University, you know? And I guess they've been in touch this whole time. They talk all the time. They compare notes about who they're fucking and all that kind of shit. And yeah, she had no idea that he was engaged, that he fell in love with a girl and was engaged, you know? And much less to the daughter of the owner of the Chicago White Sox. Are you out of your fucking mind? She had no idea. You know, the best friends would know that shit, okay? And so, you know, so of course it's all about winning, okay? Some other woman just fucking is going to take him away, take all of his attention away, okay? That's what happens, ladies, okay? That's why you'll notice that when women put men in the friend zone, it only works on guys that fucking can't get laid, okay? When you put a guy who can pull ass, okay, in the friend zone, you know what happens? He pulls ass, right? He forgets your fucking name. That's what happens. He forgets your fucking phone number too. And then you get all butthurt and jealous, you know? Because you keep fucking all these guys that don't give a shit about you. And then you're like, you know what? There was that one guy who actually did give a shit about me. I think I'm going to call him. You know, well, it's too bad, okay? Some other woman already took him off your hands. You see what I mean? The friend zone shit only works on guys who can't get laid. Okay, they'll stay in the friend zone. A guy that can't get laid won't. Okay, but apparently this guy fucking can't get laid because he happily spent 9 fucking years in the friend. Are you out of your fucking mind? No, Ripley don't believe that shit. Okay. Now, if this guy fucker looked like Patton Oswalt or something, I could see that, all right? I could see that, okay? But no, man, come on. It's Dermot Mulroney, man. Every fucking movie he's in back in the 90s, in the 2000s, okay, there was always one character, or sometimes his own character, that would always point out in the movie how good looking he was, all right? So don't give me that shit. Bridget Fonda, oh, he's so hot, you know, in Point of No Return, you know, oh God, I can't remember her fucking name now. The chick who dated, what the hell's her name? Well, I can't remember it now. But anyway, Where the Day Takes You, fucking Ricky Legs. Oh my God, King is so hot. I'll fuck King, you know? That's in Where the Day Takes You. What was the other one? Fucking in Copycat, you know, Holly Hunter's like, oh my God, he tells like Sigourney Weaver, oh my God, he is so hot, isn't he? And Sigourney Weaver's like, oh my God, he is so hot, I'm getting wet just looking at him. Okay, so in every fucking movie he's in, someone points out how hot he is. Okay, so shit. Oh my fucking God. Okay, moving right along here. So George, yeah. So he asks Jules, okay, is this about, you know, are you in love with him or is this just about winning? Okay, and she says that it was in the beginning, it was just about winning. Okay, but now being with him is just so wonderful. You know, and she doesn't know why she never saw it before. Well, you never saw it before because you thought you could get better. Okay, that's the truth, okay? You thought you could get better. Okay, maybe this guy didn't have enough money. Well, obviously he didn't, okay? He probably went to Brown on a scholarship, and you didn't, okay? Your parents wrote a check, okay? You see what I mean? So you probably thought you could get better than him. Honestly, it's okay, this guy's good looking, he's a good lay, we have great chemistry, but I just know there's someone better out there. I'm only fucking 19, you know? I don't want to settle down right now. I'm pretty sure I'll get a fucking Elon Musk that looks like fucking Brad Pitt will fucking fall in love with me, okay? Soon enough, all right? You see what I mean? And it just didn't happen. It didn't fucking happen. Okay, every guy she said earlier in the movie she compared all of her dates with him. Okay, but every guy she went into, either the chemistry wasn't there, or he wasn't as attractive enough, or wasn't good at bed enough, or he wasn't available enough. Okay, or maybe he just didn't give two fucking shits about her, and that she was just a fuck to him too. Holy shit, no one ever talks about that in this fucking movie. Okay, it's always about her dismissing the guy. You know. Anyway, so, yeah, and she got tired of that. She got tired, you know? I think that's what it was. And now she realized that now that another girl is going to fucking take him away, she realized that that's it, man. I blew my shot. I blew my shot with him. I could have been with him back then, back when he was in love with me, But, I thought I could do better, you know? Well, what I think is unreal, and that part's believable, but what I think is unrealistic is that he fucking waited for her this long, 9 fucking years before he actually fell in love with somebody, seriously enough that he would want to marry her. Yeah. But now that he has, let's face it, man, she's got a lot more money than you. Okay, you're superficial. Guess what? He's being superficial. So fuck both of you, all right? I don't feel sorry for anyone here. Anyway, moving right along. So she says, it was in the beginning, but now being with him so wonderful, and she doesn't know why. She never saw it before. Okay. And George says, it's amazing. They're laying down in bed, together, because he's gay and she's straight, He's like, it's amazing the clarity that comes with psychotic jealousy, which is kind of funny. I thought it was a cool line. She's like, if he only knew what I'm feeling. Well, just tell him that you love him, Jules. Now she tries to get up, she's like, because she's like this on the bed, like, if she only knew how I'm feeling. And he's over there like, well, doll, just tell him how you feel. Tell him that you love him, Jules. She's like, oh. And she's like, oh. And he's like, pulls her fucking head right back. She's about to get up, and he fucking grabs her by the back and pulls her back down. I thought that was funny. I thought it was pretty fucking funny, He's like, I'm not here. I'm here to fucking help you out, okay? I'm not going to listen to your bullshit anymore. See, that's what I mean. I like this character. I like Rupert Everett's character. Okay? He pulls her right back by her hair, He says, Julianne. Yeah, he calls her by her real name. Julianne, tell him you've loved him for 9 years, but you were afraid of love. Afraid of needing to belong to someone. We all are, sweetheart. Tell him this is the worst time to tell him this, but there it is. And he has to choose. There's no choice. He already chose. That's the point of him getting married. That means he already chose. All right. But, we can't say that in the movie because, you still got to root for this fucking bitch. All right. And before you women talk about how fucking wonderful and lovely she is, okay, what if she was doing this to your wedding? Okay. Yeah. Now it changes a little bit, doesn't it? Okay. It's always okay until it happens to you, right? Anyway, so that happens here, and I thought it was a pretty cool scene. And if you look at Julia's face when he's telling her all this stuff, that you need to tell him that you love him, tell him you've been loving him for 9 years, but you were afraid to tell him that, you were afraid to need him, okay? Even though all humans need somebody, You look at her face just like... Yeah, just like that, pretty much. Great acting. Okay, so Mike is getting fitted. Next scene, he's getting fitted for a tuxedo, and he sees Jules talking to George there. Now he's never met George before, but he's heard Jules talk about him before. That's her boss, her editor. He's gay. Okay. Okay, and he sees them talking. He's too far away to hear what they're talking about, but they're talking very close to each other. And I guess she gives him a kiss. And then she walks over to fucking, to Michael, who's getting fitted for his fucking suit, his tuxedo. All right. And Jules confronts Michael. Okay. And, but he gives her the wedding ring. He said, oh, hold on. He's like, there's something I gotta tell you. Oh, okay. Hold on a second. So he grabs, the fucking wedding ring. He tells her that she's practically the best man at this wedding because, his little brother is the best man, is officially the best man, but he's like a fucking teenager. He's like 14 years old or something, or 13 years old. Okay, and he doesn't trust his little brother with this fucking expensive ring. He'll probably lose it. And he doesn't trust anybody else because he has no fucking friends. Yeah, the guys that he hangs out with, they all decided they go to the gay bar that day. So, unfortunately, he's got no fucking men, no straight heterosexual fucking guys, okay, that are friends with him. He was a fucking sports writer. He had none of those guys were available. They all went to the gay bar. Okay, so that's why he has to trust the fucking wedding ring to fucking Jules. You see what I'm talking about here? Who wrote this fucking? I know who wrote this shit. Okay, this shit was written at fucking in between fucking lap dances at the fucking gay bar. All right. Anyway, that's going on here. All right, he trusts her with the ring. Okay, because she's the best man. Get it? Yeah. Okay. and not his horny, stupid little brother. Okay, she fumbles trying to explain how close, and how she's like, Michael, we've known each other for like 20 years. I was like, and he's like, okay, they're both, okay, she's 27, he's 28. Okay, so they have not known each other for 20 years. Right? They met in college, right? She's like, well, I mean a long time, okay? And sometimes people don't know how they feel about each other until they do, and typical. This is typical, all right? She's stammering here. She's trying to, like, remember that movie Batman? Remember that with Michael Keaton? Okay, remember that? There's that scene where Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne is talking to Vicky Vale. He's trying to explain to her that he's Batman, but he doesn't know how to do it. So he's just like, okay. You know how, like, when sometimes, there's like these two truths, and like how some guy like gets up and he kisses somebody goodbye, then he goes to a like a job, and then okay, it's like that. It's like that. She's stumbling, she's stammering, she's stumbling, she's going around the point. She can't fucking just tell him how she fucking feels and end the fucking movie. No, the movie's got to go on. All right. So that's it. Okay, and then Micah brings up George, and he looks at her, he's like, "Who's that guy?" She's like, "Oh, that's George." Okay, and then she calls him her best friend. He's like, "That's actually my real best friend that actually knows everything that I'm fucking doing. Unlike you, but unfortunately, we can't make a movie where a heterosexual woman falls in love with a gay guy. Okay, nobody wants to fucking see that because it will make me look bad. So you're gonna have to fucking stand in for the heterosexual guy that I'm really in love with." All right, so that happens here. She calls him her best friend because Mike's been too busy to be her best friend. Get the fuck out of here. He's not your best friend, Jules. George is your best friend, not Mike. Okay? He's an old fuck buddy. That's all he is. Okay? And she tells him that George is her fiance. Like, why would she tell him that? I have no fucking idea. Why don't you just tell him the truth? Well, what do you have to gain by lying and saying that George is your fiance? He's not your fiance. Okay? The whole point is you're trying to win over Mike. How are you going to win him over by fucking telling him that you're engaged to somebody? That makes no fucking sense. Okay? Why would you even do that? Okay? Anyway, and George, of course, is completely stunned when Michael walks up to him like, "Congratulations," Like, and George is like, she's like, "Oh yes, honey, sweetheart, I told him that we were engaged, And he's like, George just like, the look on his face is fucking priceless. Okay, I'll get to that scene in the next video. I'm gonna stop right here, but I'll be back shortly to continue my review of My Best Friend's Wedding. I thank you very much for watching this long, and I will see you soon on the next one. Bye.